We at Neurologic, we use something called a self-regulation plan, right? And part of that is we need to know what triggers us, right? There are all sorts of things that may cause us to become dysregulated. So you could do, my students could do anything really to me, and I was usually pretty okay, right? I had students curse me out. I had students punch me in my gut. Students would roll their eyes at me. Students would walk away from me when I'm trying to talk to them. None of that really got under my skin. But if a student sucked their teeth at me, that made my blood boil. So I learned that when students did that, I needed to be prepared. All of us carry certain triggers. Those triggers can stem from different points, right? For me, it was a cultural aspect. Our triggers can come from childhood. So our triggers can be deep, or our triggers can be something less deep, right? But the key is knowing our triggers. The other things we need to know, not just what gets on our nerves, but knowing our own bodies, right? Knowing our warning signs. I know I'm starting to get flustered because I can feel my body temperature raise, right? My face turns red too, which when I was a classroom teacher never really helped me get regulated when my students would start saying, "Mr. Swanson, your face is getting red," right? That usually just made my blood boil even more. But me knowing that my temperature is rising, my heart's starting to beat, that was signals. Those are warning signs, right? Whatever it might be for you, that you're becoming dysregulated. And the third part of the plan is knowing what to do, right? For me, whatever I was doing, when I felt myself getting dysregulated, I would oftentimes go back to my desk, straighten my stapler and my tape, get my desk organized. And that made me feel like, okay, if my desk can be somewhat organized, I can take a few breaths and go in and try to bring organization to the chaos in my room right now. And I was prepared to, right? Because I took that moment for myself. We can have internal things that we do, things we think about, right? If you're someone that prays or someone that meditates or has mantras, those things can really help, that top-down regulation that we've talked about. Or you might have external things you do, right? I moved things on my desk. You might take a drink of a cold water, whatever it might be. But having things that we can do in the moment when we feel ourselves getting flustered helps us to not lose our tempers, right? Not do things that we might regret. But it helps us to be the teacher that we woke up this morning wanting to be for those students that are needing us.